What's up? Our second to the last MLB The Show 18 live stream. We got one more live stream after today. Today we're going to be talking about franchise mode and the improvements to the mode this year. But before we get to that, sweepstakes. Charles, who runs the Challenge of the Week thing that we do when the game comes out, spent a lot of work and we were able to do 2 sweepstakes today. So we're going to be able to do a hard good sweepstakes. Let's see the hard good.
We got some good stuff.
We got some good stuff. Got some good stuff.
We got a Trey Turner autographed hat.
Autograph bat.
Autographed Marcus Stroman jersey.
I believe this is a...
That's Griffey.
This is a King Griffey Jr.
That's
autograph
his actual bat
This
that
is
he
actual
uses?
bat. And we're going to give away a Aaron Judge signed bat and some signed balls. So we're going to do a keyword at 2:30. That keyword will be for the hard good sweepstakes. And then at 2:40, we'll end that keyword. And then at 2:50, we'll do the secondary sweepstakes like we've done every other stream. And then our good man, Victor Reynolds, will run the app and we'll decide who wins. Remember, we'll never ask for your password.
That is
ever.
true.
That is true. We'll never do that. So I think that is it. So franchise mode. So when we work on the game every single year, after we ship a game, what do we decide to work on next year? Well, there's a bunch of factors. We look at feedback. We look at reviews. We go through terabytes upon terabytes of telemetry data, and we do hundreds of hours of UX testing. So the UX testing from last year, what did we learn, Matt?
We touched on this a little bit last year, but what we did is we brought in a lot of people, and we're talking like hardcore franchise guys, we're talking casual franchise people, and people that are kind of in between and just dabble in the mode. And what we found out through everybody is that there's a lot of things in franchise mode even these hardcore guys just don't understand. And it's not that we're trying to dumb down the mode in any way. What we're trying to do is just pull this information to you so you can find it easily and you can learn how to actually run and be a GM of a team successfully. We're not trying to tell you guys you don't know what you're talking about. We're just trying to help people that may not know. There's people in our studio that don't know how intricate like the contracts are in the off season and stuff. And we want to help these people and we want to show these things in the limelight and like help you become a better GM.
And that's what Phases is.
That's what Phases is.
So let's talk about it.
Sure, yeah. So we can, well, this is the stuff we're going to cover today. We're going to cover Phases, auto balancing improvements, and we have a legend reveal. 2 legend reveals actually for you guys at the end of the stream. All right, so if Travis, you can kick us over to gameplay, please. All right, so basically, I want to start off by saying you guys may have saw this already. We had a leak a couple weeks back, Carlos Correa actually. So I'm not mad at him. You know, I'm actually kind of excited that it got out because that's pretty cool when he did that. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna release his actual cell phone number right now, so you guys can call him up and let him know how you feel. Travis, do me a favor, push that cell phone number. Okay, no. Okay, so we're not gonna get that. My bad. So no, but for real, here we go. This is the first part of Phases. You guys can see here on the right-hand side we have spring training, and that's the current phase that you're in. You can see your next phase here, which is the start of the regular season.
Ratings aren't final.
Yeah, that's true. Ratings aren't final, and neither are the rosters. So you can see your to-do list here. So I'm not going to show you play next game. We're going to show that in the next phase. But here's free agency. We can take a look at that. On the left-hand side, you can see these are the top free agents available in the free agency pool right now. On the right-hand side, you can see the projected free agents. All of this stuff is going to be dynamic. It's going to be able to change. If I were to go in there right now and sign Jake Arrieta to the Phillies, like in real life, it would move and you'd see someone else pop up on the bottom of the list. It's not static. It's going to change dynamically, and it's going to be really cool throughout the whole year for all of this stuff. So if you take a look at that, and let's say, again, you guys saw this last year, but I'm going to call it out again. At the top there, if you were to press square, you switch this from auto to manual, and you can toggle on the things that you want to do or not do. So moving on, we got that. We got trade talks here. And this is just like an overview of your whole team, so you can see where you rank at each MLB position in your whole organization. So you can see, for example, there, the Phillies got a decent second baseman, and we obviously are struggling in some other areas.
Like all areas.
Understatement.
All areas you're struggling.
So you can just get an overall picture of where you are right now. And just to kind of give you an idea, let's just go in here. All of these you can also just drive straight to the screen by pressing X on. So you don't have to navigate through a bunch of different tabs if you don't want to. You can just press X one time. It takes you directly to the trade screen. So like let's say, for example, here we were to, let's say, okay, so second baseman, let's say. We go in here, we go into my roster, and this is just a, we're not going to do anything here. We're going to cut Cesar Hernandez for some reason. And we're going to take him off the team. And if you were to go back here and take a look at it now, you can see that my second base just completely dropped down to the bottom. And you can see that it's dynamic, it's changed, and that I think is going to help people kind of get an overall picture of where their team is, where the weaknesses are, and their strengths are.
And this is only looking at your MLB starter, right?
Yeah, so it's currently working at your MLB starter. Last year, we actually had an issue that we found where it was looking at your whole organization depth chart. And if you had a guy in like right field, like let's say Stanton or something, and he's a great player, but he had a guy behind him in the MLB that was like a 60 or 67, it would pull him way down. And so it would actually give you a false illusion like that you didn't have a good right fielder, which is not what we want the experience to be.
And we've inserted these rankings throughout phases. We want that to be visible to you so you know where you stand as far as positionally.
Exactly.
And so you can improve if you need to.
Yeah, exactly. So another thing I want to talk about is that we reviewed our trade logic this year, and we found some issues that actually needed to be addressed. Clayton and I were looking through it with Daniel, and we found that there's a bunch of players that were actually being traded that weren't supposed to be traded by the CPU. We found that injured players were being traded, so we fixed that. We found that people on the actual waiver wire were being traded. We fixed that. And we found out in the offseason, actually players with no contracts somehow were being traded by the CPU. So that was a bad one. We wanted to just let you guys know that we fixed that. We also took a look at the trade finder and we optimized it. So it should run faster for you guys, especially around the like trade deadline, because it uses the same logic during the sim as the trade finder. So that's going to be a little quicker for you guys. You guys, I think, are going to appreciate that, because some of those trades for those guys that were average, worst case scenario, could take up to 10 seconds last year. So it's going to be a little quicker for you guys, and it's something that I think is pretty cool. So this is it for the next phase. We're going to go to the next phase here. I have a different save file I want to switch to real quick so we can move on to the start of the regular season. So bear with me. I'm going to grab that real quick. All right, cool. So here we go. We're in the next part of the regular season. This is our next phase. You can see our phase after this one's going to be draft day. We're going to start here with the play next game. I just wanted to show you guys that we're kind of the whole idea was to be more visual this year and bring this stuff to you so you can see right here. These are your starting pitchers for your next game. You get an idea of. I also have 30-team control on. So here, let me switch to the Phillies.
Nobody wants to see the Phillies now.
Dude, I'm telling you, people
Like,
the Phillies get no love.
All Canada,
The
all
Phillies get
stream.
no love on any stream, and I'm here for all you Phillies fans to show
All
you
three
Jake
of you.
Arrieta in a Phillies jersey. So, moving on. We have basically the ability to see this, which is pretty cool. It's a lot more visual. It's in your face. It lets you know how he's doing on the year and kind of just gives you an overall picture of this. And the cool part about this is you can actually toggle with the R stick. You can't see it, but if you toggle with the R stick here, you can check out how your minor league teams too are like stacking up. So you can see here, this is your AAA team. You can see here that this is your AA team. So you can kind of get an idea of like what's happening. And you can like just be more in touch with your minor leagues and what's going on. Also, too, here you can, if we drill in here, you guys have heard about this probably if you watched the blog and the video earlier. When you click play next game, we have play full game returning. Retro mode is new this year, so if you want to just jump in there and play a couple games, however many you'd like, that's an option. We got quick manage, player lock, and manage full game. So those are the options in order to play the game this year. If you also see here, there's a square button. You can simulate the game. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do that right now.
And the Phillies are going to lose.
And the Phillies did not lose.
Arrieta started.
And take a look at this. So we have the top player spotlight. We're going to pull a guy in there. We're going to showcase him and see how he did. You can get an idea of how he's doing on the season with his wins, with the losses and stuff like that. And it can pull both positional players and pitchers, so you can see that. It's a cool little thing to kind of give you an idea of like who performed well if you sim a game, or if you just play a game, it could potentially pull a different guy and show you on this.
How are the Phillies 35-21?
Jake Arrieta. That's exactly how
Impressive.
they are. So that, I mean, that's just another thing. That's just a nice visual up front, kind of give you an idea of what's going on with your team. So if we're going to move down here, we're going to move down to scouting here. This is our next task here. You can see that we kind of have the same like positional rankings as the trade talk screen. So this can give you an idea. This is obviously a different save file, so my team's a little better here.
A little.
So you can see here that this is how my team's currently stacking up right now for the MLB positions, and you can see that there's my guys over there. And again, this is all dynamic. If you go in here and you assign a scout a specific person, you're going to see it up there. You're going to see that they're discovering, you know, left fielders in the East or whatever. You can see all that stuff right here on the front screen without actually drilling in.
And again, the quick breakdown, you know, obviously you're 13th in catcher and center fielder, so, and left field is 12th. So those are probably the categories where you may want to quickly scout some players at those positions.
Exactly. So moving on to the next task here, we're going to talk about, this is just review sponsorships, guys. We've seen this last year. This is basically sponsorships that you add to increase your revenue for your team. But if you notice here, there's two new sponsorships down there at the bottom of the screen. We got Stance Socks in the game. You guys have seen that. I want to show you off that a little bit more. And we have Varo, I believe it's pronounced. And they make the bat weights that we are putting in the game this year. This is actually not being seen very well because of the green screen.
Because of the green. You can't see the green.
Yeah.
That's right.
So-
It's a shake weight.
So yeah, so you put that on your bat, and it's something that they're doing in the MLB right now. So we just want to kind of, again, just stick to as realistic as possible and put that in there. So you'll see that in the games, and you also see Stance Socks in the game. So what I want to do right now for you is I want to show you some of these socks. They're really cool. And
Ratings are final.
yeah, and it's here we go. Let's just go show some. It's pretty cool
Straight to the
because
Phillies.
it looks. Well, you know it.
Nobody cares about the Phillies.
Hold on. There's some people in the chat that care about the
Nobody
Phillies.
cares
Philly
about
people, please stand up and let people know. I want to show you off a Double because he rocks those stocks and they look really cool. And we'll show off some other ones too, just so you guys can see it. I mean, this is exactly what he wears in real life. It's really cool to have this in the game. And they look great. They just turned out
They do look
amazing.
great.
And you can get an idea of, like, you know, how every year we continue to keep adding more and more equipment that represent the real life product and the real life people wearing this stuff, and it's really
Can't
cool.
show it all to you.
And we can't show it all to you, but we can show you some stuff.
Let's go to a nice pair of socks.
Okay, so a nice pair of socks. Let's show off Votto.
Oh, my Canadian boy.
Sorry.
Underrated.
So let's take a look here at his socks, and you can see that Cincinnati has some pretty fly socks too.
they got some
Actually,
flowers.
they look really cool.
Otto.
So that's pretty sick. And then there's one more I want to show you guys. Let's go to, actually, you know what? Oops, messed that up. Let's go to second base. And who was the last guy? I forgot. already.
Kinsler?
Kinsler, right?
Yeah.
Kinsler. Yeah, that's it, Kinsler.
Angels are my rival, but the socks look nice.
All Red Sox today. I hope you guys like Red Sox. So that's what you're saying.
It's double entendre.
Take a look at that. Those are pretty sick. Again, it's just cool to just have this kind of stuff in the game for you fans. We can't show them all off, but there's some really cool ones you guys will be able to see. So also, I wanted to say that this is the part of the stream where we, you guys have to like go back and do something like with a screen cap.
Yeah.
And also because me being from Philadelphia / New Jersey, that's where I was actually born, in South Jersey. I want to give some love to a guy from South Jersey, and hopefully in the future he becomes a Philly. I don't know about that, but I'd love to see it happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But this is the part where you guys are going to want to get some screen grabs.
Screen grabs.
So I'm going to give you guys a second or two to grab this, and that's about all the time you're going to get.
Look at his face.
All right.
Look at his face.
And that's it. That's all you get. That's the preview. Hit me up if you want some cheesesteaks, some pretzels, some water ice. Just saying. I'm free. We can talk about how great you are. It's fine. Yeah, so that's basically a couple things that I wanted to show you guys. I know you guys, as franchise guys who love the realism, I think you guys will appreciate that. So let's just move right on to the next part of the phase we got here. So we got view budget. So basically, yeah, you can see here that this again, it's just emphasizing, hey, this is your budget in a yearly value. You can see that you have, plain and simple, $14.57 million to spend on your team. You can see that your total payroll there and your projected revenue. Again, you jump right into the screen however you like, and you can see exactly what you're looking for by just pressing the X
Go
button.
back to that screen for a second, Matt.
It's really good for navigation, and just kind of like, and when we say streamlining, this is a part of the streamlining, like just making so you can get to the stuff you want to do in the front end much quicker and without having to stumble through all these different pages and tabs.
Well, what we show you in the dynamic phases, we have the weekly breakdown all over the game, but we wanted to give you the amount you have left to spend in an average annual value. So
Yeah.
there's 2 ways to calculate it.
Correct, yeah, you can see it on a per week basis, or if you just simply back out on the screen, you can see it right here on the front.
So
This is how much you have on a yearly basis.
14.5 million in average annual contracts that you can still dish out for this season.
Exactly.
What's next?
I think that's it for that one. So moving on, again, set trade block. So this is set to auto right now, so you guys can see exactly what the computer is thinking we should do. So we put this guy on the block, and we are looking for positions at third base, first base, relief pitcher, and catcher. If I were to go in here and say, okay, I'm still in the, hold on, switch over to, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's just do it,
Ratings on final.
yeah, ratings
Just
aren't
gonna show
final.
all of it.
Neither are the rosters, so don't sweat if you see someone. Here we go. Let's just say, for example, we wanted to get rid of Nishek. We wouldn't, but let's just say. And then we also are looking for a shortstop, let's say. Again, you back out, you go back down to, whoops, you go back down to here, and you see the trade block, and you can see that that's updated. It's right there in your face. You can see exactly what we're looking for. There's also some other stuff on there because it looks like the computer just did some stuff. So, oh, I was looking at a different team earlier, sorry. So yeah, so this is just, it's dynamic, it's in your face, it tells you exactly what's going on. And we already talked about trade talks, and if you can see there, down at the bottom there, that's Clayton's head.
Who you hit?
That's sim to the draft day. That's basically for the people that want to skip to their favorite parts in the season. It's not for everybody, you don't have to use it, it's just an option. So that's another thing that I think it's going to be really cool to like let people get to the parts of the season that they want to. Some people may not want to play at a certain point, and you can just skip to the next phase. And
Well, again, this lets you advance in time without missing key
Exactly.
points. Stuff doesn't get lost in the shuffle.
yeah,
And
one of the things that, like, I try to play every single game in franchise mode. I know Clayton's a huge franchise fan too, but it's so difficult sometimes to just play every game. So the reason why I like this is because you can skip. Critical situations is another great thing you can do to jump into these moments. But you can skip, and you can. The best part is you can see how these prospects are progressing much quicker this way, and you can see and still feel like you're doing things and having an impact on your team instead of you're just simming the whole season. So that's one of the reasons why I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, so if you go down to send the next draft date, we're going to do that real quick. So we're just going to see. You guys can see it says, if you want to sim, it's in 7 days. We're going to press X. It's going to take you to the calendar. At the top there, well, we had critical situations on, sorry. At the top there, you can see it says regular season, our next phase, what's coming up, and it's in 3 days. And it backed me right out to the front end here, right after the sim's done, and it takes me, now I'm on draft day. So it's just like a quick way to get to the next spot. Brings you back, you see your tasks have changed. Now you can see all-star races, the next phase, we're in the draft day. We have a game this day, but I also wanted to show you this. If you go up to the calendar here, you can see where you currently stand at all times.
Phillies are number
You can
one.
see, I'm telling you, it's Jake. So you can see,
somebody stacked
we're
this team.
crushing it right
Stack
now.
the teams. You changed the rosters?
No, it was just Jake. It was just Jake. So yeah, you can see the standings
It's
here.
always ranking.
You can see where you currently rank in each spot. So you can see I'm 18th in the entire league. I'm 17th in contact. You can just see all that stuff. Critical situations is up there to toggle on and off with square. And if you press triangle, it's going to take you straight to the standings page. So you can see, hey, how's these other divisions playing out? I can check and see that stuff.
Cubs
Again, without going to multiple tabs to the right and finding this stuff. So we're trying to deliver this stuff to you when we think that this stuff is important. Sure, you can still go and check out things over here at any point, but we want to kind of pull it to you on this front page here and make it nice and easy.
You
for
actually never have to leave the homepage.
yeah, if you didn't want to, you don't have to. I mean, there's going to be people that will want to, but this is going to be the nice way to pull all this information together and show you what's important in franchise mode. Again, you can see our tasks have changed. It's the draft day, so basically we only have a game to play, and you can also jump in there with scouting from the previous one, just in case there's any last-minute notes you want to take on what's going on in the draft and who you potentially want to take. So we're going to sim to the draft day. This is the draft day. What happens is it's actually at the end of the day, So we have to sim it in order for our game to be done. So we're going to sim it. Last year, you want to talk about this?
Feel free.
All right.
You're on
So
a
last year there was actually an issue. It wasn't an issue. It was just a bad design experience. Where if you get to this screen, you press the circle button. What would actually happen is it would sim the entire draft, and that's not cool. We didn't want that. So we fixed it.
Yeah, that's one of the issues. Now the second
So now,
issue
if
is
you get
fixed.
here and you go, oh, hold on, I want to check out something, press circle, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it simming your entire draft. You just lost out on some picks, potentially whatever. Also, the thing we had last year with this is, so we want to enter the draft. We're going to go into the draft. Last year, we had an issue again where it was the auto draft was set by default as auto, basically. And you would jump into the screen. If you didn't realize it, you'd be stuck in the screen and your team's drafting away. You had no input. You just had to back out. That wasn't a good experience. So it's on manual this year. If you want, you can go through the pick. You could say, okay, so I have 30-team control right now, so I would pick my player. If I didn't want to and I just wanted to, I could press circle, and it would back out, and it would auto-draft everybody. Two other things, I think Clayton might want to be able to talk on this. He can speak for this a little more. He was involved with this, that we added this year, are the competitive balance rounds, which comes after round 1 for round A.
Yeah, Major League Baseball with their new collective bargaining agreement, they have a new formula. It takes like the 10 lowest markets as far as size, population, and the 10 teams with the lowest amount of revenue. It runs this formula, spits out some data that we don't actually know how the formula works completely yet. But what we do know is how they've set the competitive balance rounds, and the competitive balance round A is after the first round. Competitive balance round B is after the second round, and also the compensatory round, and those flip-flop year to year.
Yeah, so here's B.
So that's brand new this year.
Yeah, it's just something, again, that we wanted.
Keep scrolling to the right, you'll see there's competitive balance round B.
There's B, yeah, right after. So, again, if you guys don't know what this is, it's when you tender basically a qualifying offer to a player and he signs with a different team, you get a draft pick for losing that player. So that's what this round is.
Kansas City
And
lost.
those competitive balance rounds are every year, and they flip-flop at least until the a new collective bargaining
exactly.
agreement.
So we'll have to
hammered
wait
out.
till something,
Yeah.
to update that. Also, I saw some complaints, and it is an issue, is that we had an issue where there wouldn't be enough players in the draft. We fixed that for this year, so you'll actually have.
So you'll never reach that final pick in the draft, and there won't be any
And
players.
there's
There'll always
nobody
be players there
So you'll
for
be
you to pick
fine
up.
to pick your players. I know that was something you guys really wanted. That's something that we have fixed for this year. And I think that's pretty much it for the draft for right now. So I'm gonna finish this draft by doing auto. We're gonna just sim the rest of this draft. Okay, so now we're in the All-Star race phase, and what you can see here is that All-Star Week is coming up in 38 days. Here's the same, like you can see your pictures and stuff. But if you go down here, you can actually see like the All-Star voting, and there's this nice screen that we decided to design this year where it's like just showing you an overall picture of who's winning the All-Star votes right now. There's your boy Kinsler at second. I think this might be a bug. I don't see any Phillies up there, so
No, I don't think
I think
So
that
wait,
might-
this wasn't the stack?
Oh, we're looking at the
version?
American League. That's why. Sorry. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at a National League team. There we go. Oh yeah, we got Hoskins out there in left field, so cool. But yeah, so you can basically take a look at the All-Star voting.
Amazing how there's Phillies
And,
everywhere.
These Phillies just keep showing up.
I'm telling you, man.
Team of the future,
Yeah.
apparently.
So yeah, so you can take a look. And if you want, you can dive in there and you can see exactly who's winning the race.
Scherzer's dealing.
And of course, the better they play, the more votes they get. So this is going to change. It's not going to stay the same. Like some guy might just pull away, let's say Bryce Harper in right field, for example, or there may be a close battle that you see in here with some of these players that, like this one's not too far. That could change potentially. Some of these other ones here, that's a really close one. That could change. So you're going to sim, and as you play your games or you sim, you're going to see these changes happening on these screens. That's again, I keep saying it, but this is all dynamic stuff that you're going to see. It's going to constantly change as you progress through your
Yeah,
season.
and it might be a little incentive to hop in and play some more games when you know
Exactly.
you're on the brink of securing the All-Star starter.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, sorry, that's it for that. But moving on to signing your draft picks. So we went through the season here. We have 30-team control again. So you can see here it's taking a look at your top draft pick, and it's giving you a little preview of what this guy looks like. You can see this guy's an A potential that the Padres drafted. You can see that he's 18 years old, and you can see a little idea of his stats. Another cool thing that we did is that we put him in the actual Padres jersey. He hasn't signed yet, but just gives you like a cool little preview of seeing like what this guy would look like in an actual jersey for your team. And if you want, you jump in there and you can sign these guys. You can see here that you can offer them a contract just like last year. The cool part about a lot of these things, sorry, let me just finish this thought, is that you can see the deadline up there that says September 30th. So some of these tasks in these phases are going to have deadlines that they're going to be more in your face. One of the things that we found out through research and us playing is that like sometimes these things sneak up on you, and it's like tomorrow is the deadline, and you have to make a decision, or you end up missing that deadline, and you get in a bad situation with your franchise team, and that's not ideal. That's not exactly how we want.
We just don't. I mean, we don't want you to lose out on some of your favorite players and some top prospects coming up just because you didn't realize the date was coming up. So we want that at the forefront, and we want to make sure that you can sign those guys and keep those guys on your team.
Exactly. Okay, so that's it. We saw trade talks again, so I'm not going to go over that. We're going to go to the next phase. This is the All-Star Week phase. So it's going to sim in 38 days, so bear with us here. It's going to hopefully be pretty quick. But again, you can see exactly where you are, what's going on, and that's what I think is a lot of people are kind of upset on the internet about streamlining. We're not streamlining anything to make it dumber. We're trying to give you guys information that's going to help you be the best GM that you can be for your franchise mode. And those memes are spicy, so those are pretty funny. Pretty good memes. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to see where the Phillies are.
I'm surprised we didn't see the
that. We got
top pick.
30 team control. We're getting a lot of pop-ups here, so bear with me, guys.
Padres
Sorry
now.
about that. Spicy menus. Yes. Thank you.
If the Phillies still have a winning record, this is all rigged.
It's not rigged, I swear,
This
man.
is all rigged.
They're the future.
The key is, who did he put on that team?
Yeah, who'd you put on the team?
We're just getting ready.
All right, let's see.
watch.
What are the Phillies working with?
All right, so this is All-Star Week. I'm going to stop the simulation here. We're back out. Let's take a look at where they're standing right now. Again, it's difficult to see. Here
Because
we
it's
go.
right
There
there.
you go.
Still in first place. We are running away.
What does that roster look like?
the roster before we
Did you see this Trey Turner hat? See how it's behind me? That's exactly what's happening to the Nationals.
Wait,
Right
how are my Rangers doing? Give me a quick
What
glimpse
did you
here.
do to their
How are my
roster,
Rangers
man?
looking?
I can't see. I can't see what team we're on right now, so it's just
Yeah, because that would be
in the bottom right corner.
It'd be
you
like
can
right-
see our logo.
right there.
Let me see
We'll get
here.
there.
Sorry,
We'll get
this
there.
is difficult.
Oh, how much time I got for sweepstakes? Like 2 minutes?
All right, there you go. Sorry about your
Oh
Rangers.
my God.
Again.
Okay. I see.
All right, we're gonna
See
go.
what you did here.
I swear I didn't touch these rosters.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, lies.
Oh yeah, the Phillies just naturally
Yeah,
are
lies.
57 and 39.
Lies.
yeah, they're just crushing it. Okay, just deal with it. Okay, sorry guys, moving on. So we're in the All-Star Week. There's not much that changed from the last week because we still have until September 30th to sign these draft picks. So that's the end of the season. We can still make trades, and of course during All-Star Week, the focus is on the All-Star activities and what's going on. So as you can see from the calendar here, we got the All-Star game, we got the Home Run Derby, some futures games, we got some stuff like that going on. We're going to just sim past this because, I mean, you guys have seen that before. We're going to go to the next phase. So I'm going to just go to the trade deadline prep, which is in 3 days. Looks like we have a trade here.
DJ.
That's the blockbuster trades for you guys that don't know. Those are the ones that are really high players that get traded. So here we are in the trade deadline phase. So I'm just going to catch up where I am here. Okay, so whoops. So you can see here that now we have some new tasks. We have to review the trade block because this is the time when people are scrambling and make trades and stuff. We can see that if it's on auto right now, you can still see what's happening. If you want, you can go in there and you can add things like you want to get rid of a player or you want to seek another position. You can easily add that stuff, and it lets other GMs know, hey, this is what we're looking for, this is what we're willing to give up.
We had you set the trade block earlier, but now it's down to crunch time, so we wanted
Correct.
to make sure you take another
If you
look at
want to
it.
make any adjustments, you want to do any changes at the last minute, here's your time to do it. Again, we have other stuff here. We have viewing all trade blocks, which is basically, it's going to show you on the left here. This is the best guy on the block that teams are willing to trade right now. And you can see that's Nolan Arenado, stud.
2:30. We're going to take a quick break. So the keyword for the first sweepstakes for the hard goods that you saw, the bat, the jersey, the baseballs, is one word, all rise. All rise. We have 10 minutes.
We didn't get to show this off earlier because I want to show this off.
is
This
that?
is a Aaron Judge home run derby ball from 2017. Let's see if we can get a close up for you guys. That is autographed. We're going to be giving that away.
And authenticated.
And authenticated, yes.
Shout out to Charles for
He-
making sure we get
He
authenticated
is
at
our
all our
grapher.
signings.
And this one here is pretty cool too. This is a Ken Griffey Jr. number retirement ball. So you can see that.
Also authenticated.
That is also authenticated and
Very cool
autographed
prizes.
for you guys. So yeah, make sure you put the keyword in. It has to be on Twitch. Cause I know
Yeah, if we're, I don't know, we
we on-
simulcasting on Facebook? I don't know. Yeah, you have to be on Twitch. It doesn't work if you're
it
on
won't
Facebook.
work on Facebook, so if you're
You
on
gotta
Facebook,
come over to Twitch to put in the keyword. All rise, one word.
come on over and try to win yourself a some autographed memorabilia, or potentially later in the stream, digital giveaways for the game.
All right, back to trade talk.
Back to trade
Trying
talks.
to get rid of Nolan Arenado.
So yeah,
Why?
so again, just who knows? But
I'm
he's
surprised he's not
on
on
the
the
trade
Phillies
block.
already.
You can jump in there and you can see everyone else who's there. For those of you who have not seen this before, and then okay, you want Stanton, you press X and potentially try to make a trade for him. So it's just another thing that we want to pull. We want to let you know, hey, this is the time of the season. The trades are happening. These are the guys that are on the block. Make sure you set yours and get involved in this process that's actually happening during the MLB season during this time. All right, so I keep losing where I am. Sorry.
Nah, we're moving ahead to waiver trades now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Sim the waiver trades. So we're gonna go next to the next part, or next phase here. By the way, there's 19 phases. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. And they're all broken down and have these different tasks, these different to-do lists of stuff that we're trying to, again, bring to the forefront so you guys can see, what should you be focusing on? Because again, we talked about it a little bit in the beginning. Is that we found during
hundreds of hours.
we
of
found
UX
during all the
research.
research that people had, community guys coming in. This is all feedback from these guys. It's not just like, hey, we're doing this for the new people. We're doing it for everybody because we know that people are having issues playing franchise mode because of how much complexity is in this mode. So we're just trying to help everybody out here. And personally, I play franchise mode. Clayton plays franchise mode. And we're really excited about this stuff because it's just a better way to gather all this information and present it to you
I
guys.
mean, the reality of it is that Major League Baseball, of the big sports, it's one of the most complex as far as all its rules and
Yeah. I know I've seen,
regulations, what have
again,
you.
I've seen some comments out there that you guys think that maybe we're not listening to the franchise players. Clayton and I both had an opportunity to choose what we wanted to work on this year. We both decided we want to work on franchise. We hear you guys. We know that you guys are out there. You have a voice. We're not trying to ignore any of you guys at all.
And again, we're not taking any of the control away from you. We're just making sure you're aware of certain things and the timeline that they happen.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go, waiver trades, moving on. Talking about that research, we just want to put this in here to let you guys know what waiver trades are, in case you don't know, in case you don't want to Google it or whatever you have to do. Here it is right here. Players can still be traded after the trade deadline if they're placed on waivers and not claimed within 2 days. So you can see here, if we go over to the waivers, you can see that these guys are all on the waivers right now. And if you want to place a claim, you can.
It's going to get rejected.
You may not get them because these guys are studs and they want to be able to trade these guys. But you can get guys off of here. It's not, maybe you won't get Nolan Arenado, but you can get some of these other guys to help fill out your minor leagues, potentially even a starting position in the MLB. It just depends on if they are willing to give up that guy or if they're really trying to trade that guy for some value. So going back here, we're going to sim 2 days now because we want all those waiver claims to go through.
And again, starting with waiver trades, this is kind of the part of the stream where we get into some more of the more obscure aspects
Yes,
of baseball,
absolutely.
which there may be some gray area, and
Yeah.
if we can shed any light on that, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, exactly. We're just trying to, exactly what you just said, Clayton. I'm not going to repeat the same thing. So now that those waiver claims have gone through, you can jump in here. You can see these are the guys that have cleared waivers. You're not going to find all the best players on the Phillies here because they probably haven't cleared waivers. So you can see, okay, these are the guys that I'm available to trade after the trade deadline, and they've cleared waivers. So, I mean, you can go through here as much as you like and send out trades and improve your team at this point. So just again, we wanted to bring that to the limelight and help people discover that kind of stuff. Let's take a look how we're doing still, and yeah, pretty good.
We still haven't seen that full roster, have we?
Pretty
No, yeah.
good. I'll show you it. I will show you the full
No,
roster. At the
no.
end of the stream, you'll
If
see.
they make the playoffs, we know it's
You'll
rigged.
see this.
We know it's rigged. if
All
the
right,
Phillies make the
September
playoffs.
call-ups. Let's move on, guys.
It's rigged. Schaefer, you rigged this
29 days away. We're going to sim this. Again, you don't have to. Play the games if you like. Sorry.
82 and 48.
How much time do we have left for the keyword? Does anyone know? Make sure you type in all rise, all caps, so you guys can try to get in on those goodies we showed.
Doesn't have to be all caps, not case sensitive.
Oh, sorry, did I say
Yeah,
all
it doesn't
caps?
have
I
to
did
be
not
all
mean
caps.
that. Sorry, I just was looking at it. One word though. Make sure it's one word. Okay, so September call-ups. So here we are in September call-ups. You see that our to-do list has changed once again. You can see the postseason is 27 days away. So you can take a look here at the September call-ups. And this is, again, another thing that some people may not be aware of. Some people are completely aware of. But we're just showcasing it and showing you guys potential guys that you may want to call up to your active roster. These are guys that are currently on your 40-man roster that are not on your active roster. And you can say, hey, I want to call up, Pinto because we want to have some more depth here for the next, push.
Yeah, so a quick positional breakdown, plus right away we show you their potential, age, and overall, so all that stuff's right up front for you.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see, again, there's the deadline there. You have until the 30th, and to make sure that, you can complete this task, this to-do list before then. And just keeping you on track with what should be going on right now. Because sometimes people get buried in these other menus, and they're, really into that kind of stuff, which is fine. I'm into it too. But the main task at hand here is going to be the September call-ups, getting ready for that postseason push, if we make it.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to sim to the postseason now.
Man, if y'all make the playoffs, bro, we know you juice this roster.
We're going to need a sneak peek.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you a Nationals fan?
What is your team?
I don't have a team. I have to be agnostic.
I'm neutral.
I'm neutral. I have too many relationships to be fans of teams.
All right. So again, a lot of pop-ups here. This is not the typical experience. We're on 30-team control, so we're going to get everything here. This is just so we can show off.
Philly's going to win 100 games, yo.
103.
Let's go. 103 games.
This is,
Wow.
So yeah,
What?
this is how we do it, boys.
What?
So we're in the postseason
Where's
now.
that roster, man?
Postseason phase. I will show you that. So we have this. Basically, right now we don't have a game. Let's see. Who are we playing?
Y'all are going to
Playing
play
Arizona.
Arizona.
So we don't have a game today. So I'm gonna actually let me see. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna sim here. You can see that it was previously the bracket, and you can see the breakdown because we didn't have games that day. Well, now we have a game today, and now we're showing you a little bit of dress up here. We got the logo for the postseason. We
Big
got
matchup.
some bunting back there you can see, and the two aces that are going to start for this game. So I'm just going to sim this game real quick and show you guys that the
Oh,
Phillies are
no.
going to dominate.
They won
And
again.
I won a game.
so moving forward, so now we have another game. But the idea is, if you're in the postseason, you can play your games. If you get eliminated, you can see the bracket, and you can advance the day one by one and see that bracket fill out and see that way. Or you can just sim the entire offseason if you like. But it's for the people that want to do and play the game however they like. We're giving you the tools to do that. So we're just going to sim the offseason here. We don't have to spend time on all this because there's some cool stuff I want to show you in the offseason that I think you guys will like.
Phillies lost.
Astros.
The Phillies lose?
Cubs.
It appears we have lost.
Oh.
But that's okay. I'm happy. I'm happy
Cubs
with
win.
our turnout here. And okay, so now we're asking basically go to the off season. Yes, we want to go to the off season. Okay, so here's some stuff I want to talk about for the off season real quick. Do we have time? Is the keyword almost done?
Almost like in a minute.
Okay, we got another minute to get your keywords in there. Make sure you get it in there so you can be entered in. I don't know if I should just keep talking or should we just wait
Yeah,
a minute?
it's a big topic.
Yeah,
So we're just waiting.
let's just wait. So how you guys doing?
You never did show that roster, man.
Yep, he never shoot. He never
I
showed
will
us.
show
the
you.
roster.
I'll show you it.
He never showed us.
Why
the
you
roster.
scared?
All right, so 240. The first keyword is over. We at 250 we'll stop again to give out the second keyword. Continue on, Mr. Schaefer.
So I just want to say.
Stop putting in keyword.
Yeah, the keyword is no longer
It's no
going to
longer
be valid.
It's no longer valid. Stop putting in all rise.
And-
It's no longer valid.
In about another 10 minutes, we're going to give you a separate keyword because it's a different sweepstakes that we're going to give away all the digital stuff that we normally give away. We can talk about that when that time comes. But I'm going to move forward here. We just finished the postseason, got eliminated. We are moving on to the off season. We're going to look at retired players here. One of the things that I think you guys are going to really like, the guys that are franchise players, is that we took a look at the retirement logic and rewrote that this year because we found some things that we just didn't like with it. We made some tweaks to make it more ability based. We had a lot of issues with some old guys retiring. Basically, well, sorry, not old guys retiring, but like older guys were retiring a little too soon. And Clayton also knows, because we've talked about it, we had prospects retiring, A potential, B potential prospects that are young that are retiring. And I mean, it just didn't feel right. It didn't sit well with most of us, and we wanted to make some changes here. So what I want to show you guys is some cool stuff we found after we wrote the logic and we were testing it out. Travis, can you switch to show us some of the older guys in 2017? So here's what we did. We took a save file in 2017 game, and we simmed to the postseason, and we went to retirement. So what I want you guys to notice here is that we have a group of guys here. Scott Kazmir, we got Hanley Ramirez,
Gardner.
Urban Santana, Gardner, and J.A. Happ down there. These guys all retired based to their age. So what I did is I took that same exact save file, and I brought it over to A-Team with our new retirement logic. And can you go to the next slide, please? You can see that none of these guys retired, which is cool. It's really cool because I have some stuff here I want to talk about. Kazmir was a B potential, 81 overall, 34 years old, and he was retiring. He's not going to retire
Yeah,
now.
he was still your third best starter on the team.
Santana, B potential, 77 overall, 35 years old, not retired. Ramirez, B potential, 74 overall, 34 years old. He didn't retire either. And then J.A. Happ I have here, B potential, 67 overall, not so good, 35 years old, but he still has a year or two left in the tank. So what we noticed is that this is much more, I think, realistic, and it feels better. And you guys look up there too. This is all based on ability and injuries.
Not so much age.
If you go down to the bottom, you can find some ones with a poor free agent market, but I promise you, it is
but
not like it was last
That's
year.
scraping the barrel, those players.
We looked at them, and they're like D, F potential guys. I mean, you may find a C or so in there, but these are guys that are legit not going to make a team that are retiring or like really old and retiring, as well as injury. So it just feels much better. And Clayton actually has a really cool thing that I think you guys are going to like with the prospects that we found too.
Yeah, so what happened to me last year is I finally got a chance to dive into franchise for my beloved Rangers. And I decided to just have some fun and do a rebuild. And so I made trades and free agent signings and whatnot, and I had wound up with about a dozen A prospects on my team. You know, my team wasn't good, but I had a lot of future potential stars on my team. So I was excited about that. And then I finished the season, and then I looked at my roster the next year, and all my
They were gone.
I would say two were left of my dozen or so high prospects. And I looked at the retirement screen again, and then it turns out that 10 of them had retired due to a poor free agent market. So I did all that work, trades, free agency, start my rebuild, and then they just retired on me. So wasn't the best situation. So Travis, put up that first screen here. So if we look here, we see that Hunter Stoltz, with last year's logic, he retired due to a poor free agent market. And if we see on the next screen, he's actually an A potential player. He's 26 years old. He's a 66 overall. So we ran it again, and
So this guy was gone.
yeah.
This guy he's retired, he's gone, he's no longer being a player in the league.
So with the new logic, it turns out that he didn't retire, and he was signed by the Tigers, I believe. And not only was he signed, but he's a top 50 prospect on the Tigers. So this guy wouldn't have been in the game. He would have been gone. No one would have had him. And there's no reason for a guy, a top 50 prospect, to be retiring. So next screen for me, Travis. Another case here is Daryl Kohler. Same thing, B potential, 65 overall, but he's only 19 years old. So a lot of years left to improve and what have you. And he retired with the old logic. The new logic, he didn't retire. And he wound up being signed by the Tigers. Actually, Stoltz signed with the A's. So Kohler signed with the Tigers. And you can see here that second highest rated closer right off the bat, but 19 years old, lots of potential. And what actually happened, I was curious to see what happened. I followed Kohler, his career a little bit. And if you see on the next screen, by the time he was 24, he had taken over the closing role with the Tigers. And not only did he take over the closing role, but as a rookie, if you show the next screen, he had 30 saves by the All-Star game and made the All-Star team. So this guy would have been wiped out with the old logic,
Yeah.
and he's now there. And it's the story of
That's
Daryl Kohler.
That to me
Daryl
is
Kohler's
just
a
awesome.
mean-looking
Like
dude.
when Clayton was showing me this, I was just like, I couldn't stop smiling, honestly, because it was just like, that is just, like, you take a guy who in last year would retire, and now you follow his career now in 18 that he doesn't retire, and he ends up being a stud for a team and making an All-Star game. Like that
Yeah,
is,
and he's only 24, and he's killing it.
and the fact combined with now people that actually aren't going to be good, or
Free
people that
Daryl
don't
Cole.
have, yeah, these guys,
Free
those
Daryl
guys
Cole.
are actually retiring. So it's pretty cool, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy that.
Well,
once
the
you get into
fun
the
thing
season.
now is like taking a team, rebuilding it. There's a lot of fun in that, you know. Of course, you're not going to be great right off the hop, but
Unless you
last
use
year we
his skills.
pulled the rug out from under you, you know, because you had all these A prospects that you accumulated, and then they were just wiped out due to retirement. So
I'm
we've
seeing in the chat here we
corrected
should
that.
make those guys legend cards this year. So
Oh, Steven's
I
gonna blow his
I
brains out.
think
the story
uh,
of Daryl Kohler. It's my guy.
tips. We're having a meeting right after this.
Man, y'all are gonna Chips is gonna jump
long-
off a ledge. Man, he's got so many
Stoltz and Kohler.
Yeah. So get ready for that in your packs, guys.
No, don't get ready for that in your packs.
I'm joking.
No,
I'm
no.
joking.
Look at that facial hair. Guy's
Yeah.
a stud.
No, yeah, they look so much better this year.
He
too.
looks
I
like
love it.
Black Lightning.
It's great. All right, so yeah, let's move on. But yeah, again, that was a cool thing that we wanted to share with you guys.
It's a big improvement
You
there.
hardcore
And all
guys
this
are
logic
gonna love that.
applies to Road to the Show mode as well.
So moving on, Clayton, not Clayton, sorry, Travis, can you show me the next slide here? Actually, yeah. So before we get into the next phase, this is last year's contract management screen that you guys would see in the off season, and it works. But what I noticed about it and what we learned in research is that it shows every single guy on your team and his current status of what his contract's like. So you can see here we got renewable players in there, qualified players in there, arbitration guys in there, and just guys that just need to be tendered a contract. And it's just everything's just kind of pushed together into one screen for a general all-purpose. One of the things that I and Clayton wanted to do this year was we wanted to remove those pieces and help you focus on things that are important, again, at the right time. So can we switch back to gameplay
It's frustrating
real quick?
too. You're scrolling up and down, you're losing track of who's what.
Yeah, watching
and,
people try to
it's
play
tough.
this during
It's
the
tough.
UX was brutal, man.
Okay.
No idea what was going on.
So we're going to go forward here, and this is going to be our first phase of the off-season. And you can see here that we have exclusive free agent negotiations, which is the first thing you want to do right after you get to your off-season. You've got, says here 6 days. I believe it's 5 days, but it's because we're counting the day of. So basically here, the Phillies, we have their exclusive free agents over here. Not too crazy, not guys that are gonna, be all-star
Yeah,
players.
and go back for a sec. We're making it very clear that if you want these players, you have to sign them within that,
Yes.
that period, or you will lose them to free agency.
These guys
and then it's
will-
on the open market.
Exactly, and that's the thing that, again, we wanted to show. I jumped into this screen quickly and I backed out, but we also redid this screen. It's just like a new layout. It just looks a little cleaner and fresh with the mug shots, and we have a tip up there that says exactly what Clayton just said. So for you guys that don't know everything, I know there are people that do, but for you guys that don't know everything about franchise and contracts, this tells you right here, 5 days to negotiate with these guys or they become free agents. And you know that's it. These are the two guys I need to handle right now at this second. So when you back out here, I just want to show you some other teams because, again, this is all dynamic. And you can see that there's some teams that have great players on here on this list that they need to take care of right now. Unfortunately for the Phillies, we don't have those players. So here's a team here that probably has, I would bet they have more. Yeah, so they have way more. But it's taking the top 5 most important guys, and you have to deal with that right now.
And we're going to run the second sweepstakes right now. You have 10 minutes to put in the keyword.
Yes.
The keyword is the kid, one word, no spaces.
The
For
kid.
sweepstakes
The kid.
number 2. And for sweepstakes number 2,
We are going to give away
2 digital deluxe editions of the game, which you cannot preload. We wanted them to be able to preload, but it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. 2 vouchers for 67,500 stubs and 6 10-pack standard bundles. So 6 of those with 10 packs.
Yep.
The kid. One
And
word.
the hard goods again are 1 autographed Judge bat, 1 autographed King Griffey Jr. bat, 1 Judge ball, 1 King Griffey Jr. Signed ball, the Trey Turner hat, and the signed Strobin jersey. So you have 10 minutes to put in that keyword. It's the kid. Keep going, Matt.
Again, if you are watching us on Facebook, make sure you go over to Twitch to get into to enter into this sweepstakes because we cannot do it from Facebook. It will not work.
Have to be in Twitch chat.
So please do that. Check your inbox when the codes go out in about 10 minutes to let the winners know who won. Moving on.
We never ask for your password.
Yes, we don't ask for your password. We won't ask for anything that is like weird like that. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That kind of lost my mouth.
Sorry. Sometimes
Moving
it's
on.
hard to do all this stuff. It's a lot of work.
You're doing a great job.
All right, here we go.
I'm impressed.
Moving forward. Sorry, guys. So yeah, these are exclusive guys. We just talked about that. These are the guys that you potentially, for other teams, not the Phillies, potentially want to get these guys signed because they will become free agents and hit the market in 5 days. Also, too, if you look up here on the calendar, previously we were showing what was going on with your standings and all that stuff. This is going to be the top of off-season transactions here. So you're going to see the most important things from the guys that are like star players and in that caliber
And that's
range.
very cool, too, because this is kind of buried last year as well.
Yeah, exactly. Again, if you want, you press triangle, boom, jumps you right into your all transactions. You can see each team. You can see whatever you like. In this case, if we were just playing with Phillies, there's that stuff right there. You can get all the details and information you want. We're going to move on here from this one. We're going to go to the review staff. Again, dynamic stuff. You can see here our manager. We don't have a manager right now, so we have to hire a manager. Our other coaches look fine, but if this is the point of the season you want to change your coaching staff, you can do that. You can still do it any other time, but this is the time that we feel like, hey, you guys should probably take a look at this stuff, get it ready for next season, and get going. So let's go in there real quick and just show you guys. We don't have a manager. We're going to sign the first guy we see, Sparky Anderson. Love the name. We're going to add him. Send him a contract.
Legend.
And he has his contract sent out. And because we haven't simmed today, he hasn't accepted anything. So what we have to do is we have to sim a day or two
See if he signs.
and see if he signs with us. He hasn't signed with us. He's holding out. He wants more money, I think. So let's see. Got to notice there that it's the last day.
Oh, you got him.
There's Sparky. He's now on our
Got
team.
Sparky.
And look at that smile. Sparky got paid. He's
He happy.
excited. That's some
Give me my money, man.
Surprising the Philly
Sparky's
staff.
family-
Sparky got his money.
Oh, they're all very
Sparky's
happy.
family's going to be stoked.
Philly family.
That's all I'm saying. So yeah, let's move on. We have free agency. First day of free agency starts in 1 day. We're just not going to sign these guys. We'll put it to auto and let them take care of it because we're just for the sake of the stream. Moving on. Okay, so free agency day 1 is the first phase here that you see. You can see our tasks have changed. We got select our 40-man roster. And the reason why we want to select our 40-man roster is because we have until November 20th to set it. because the Rule 5 draft is going to come up. And for those, again, not familiar with the full Rule 5 draft, you want to protect these prospects on your team. So we're going to look at all your best prospects, and we're going to say, hey, you might want to consider adding these guys to your roster. We have 4 spots there, you can see from our breakdown, that we can add guys to protect that we don't want to lose in the Rule 5 draft. So if we would go in there and we add one of these guys, you would be able to come back out and you would be able to see a new guy potentially pulled in and the guy that you just put on there missing. So again, it's just another way, and the tip down there at the bottom that says, hey, if you don't want to lose these players, add them to your 40-man because they could potentially be picked up by other teams.
A lot of times these players are some of your best younger players, and
Absolutely.
in the past I think users were just unaware or not sure what exactly this meant. Now it's clear, you know, you have to add these guys to your 40-man or someone else will pick them up in the Rule 5 draft.
Yeah, exactly. And which is a cool thing because it promotes a balanced league because you can't stockpile all these draft picks and have great minors and other teams are struggling to, you know, have good prospects in their system. So it's a really cool thing. Add these guys, protect them, the ones you want to keep. Moving on to the next one, you can see that also the arbitration deadline's coming up. So these are the guys that can get arbitration. You can see here that they have, Clayton, why don't you talk about this?
Well, once again, I mean, it's another thing that was a bit confusing perhaps in the past. We try to explain it here pretty clearly. Again, we show you the potential, the age overall up front. We make it clear again that if you don't offer these guys arbitration by a certain date, again, you will lose them. They become free agents.
Yeah.
Additionally, we show you their previous year salary, so you know what they made last year.
Which I think was missing last year.
You don't have to dig in and find that information, and then we'll show you. But if you do offer someone arbitration, we will then make it clear the amount that you offered, and so you can easily keep track of your top
So let's go in there and do that real
players.
quick. Let's go in there and give again. You see, what we're doing this year is, like I said, we're breaking it down. You won't see those qualified offer guys. Those guys are in their own section. You won't see tendered offer guys. These are just arbitration guys. At the top of the screen, you can see these are the guys that you have to deal with for arbitration. There's not going to be anyone else in here that, you know, would have another contract status, unlike the previous year where everything was just dumped in there. So these are the guys you want to focus on.
You'll find them also have exclusive free agent negotiations, arbitration, and tender contracts, what have you.
So we go in here. We see these are the guys we need to take care of for arbitration. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to offer Hernandez here arbitration. You can see that was his previous salary there. We're going to add this, and I'm going to give it to him. So we're going to back out here, and you can see on the front screen that it's updated now. We're offering him $3.2 million. That's what his previous salary was. That's what he's asking for, I assume. And these other guys here, they don't have offers. So you can see right up front, hey, who am I missing out on? Who are the guys that are most important to my team, and are they getting a contract offer? Are they getting arbitration? That kind of stuff. And you can also go in there, just like last year, and just send him an offer if you'd like. You don't have to actually do the arbitration and see if he accepts it. Again, with the deadline, you have until the 20th. Just kind of calling out those things again and making it more user-friendly and putting it in your face. Moving on to, we just covered arbitration. We're going to do tender contracts. So these are guys that just don't have contracts, but they're under team control.
Exactly.
So you actually have control of how much they get paid.
And nobody in the UX testing had any idea what it
Exactly.
was.
All this stuff was like, oh, I thought I knew a lot about baseball, but I wasn't really sure what a tendered contract for a player is and what team control is and all that stuff. I think this is a nice way to pull all this together and show you guys. I mean,
and it's a simple thing. Like you own these players, so all you have to do is offer them a contract, and they essentially have to sign it. So just the fact that maybe you weren't aware of this, whatever, you're losing players for absolutely no reason.
Or you run out of money. That was something else that we saw in the UX testing with guys. They would get here and then they'd sign these guys who were under team control, contracts, and then 3 days later, be like, oh, I have no money, I can't sign anybody. They had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, and again, this can be all set to auto by pressing square on each one. If this isn't your cup of tea and you're not interested in this, you can set it to auto. If you love this stuff, set it to manual, and you can control all this stuff however much you desire. The cool part, too, is if you want a little hybrid, set it to auto, you can still go in there and make offers to people. You can still go in there and sign a guy that you really want to keep, but you don't want to deal with these other guys. So, for example, here, again, the screen's changed, tells you that these are the tendered contract guys. These guys are under team control for the following season, and you decide what they're going to get paid. If they're not offered a contract by December 2nd, it says here, then you will lose these guys to free agency. So let's just go in here. I want to show you guys an example here of Hoskins. Hoskins, great player for the Phillies. He's looking for $4 million a year. He's probably worth that. I don't know, honestly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him an offer because I'm allowed to pay him what I want, and that he's probably not going to accept out of principle. So I'm going to send him this offer, and we're going to keep that there.
Low ball on his best player.
No ball in his best
This is
Terrible
how
management,
This is how
Steve.
you can. I mean, yeah, it might take a hit.
Phillies.
It might take a hit
Phillies
on how
management.
happy he is for his morale, but it also makes me happy. I'm saving money, and I can also get better players this way. That's how it is. So what we're going to do is we sent him an offer. Again, you can see here, I don't know if we touched on this or not, the potential, their overall, their age, right there up front before you make those decisions.
Stop you right there. All right, so the sweepstakes is over. You don't need to put in the keyword "the kid" anymore. So Vic
These
is
sweepstakes are killing my stream.
so Vic is going to start handing out the winners for all of the digital items and for all of the physical items. And just remember, no purchase necessary. Have to live in the U.S. You also have to be present to win. Full rules are at the Show Nation. We'll
Yep.
never ask for your password. And you have to be 13 years or older and be a resident of the U.S. or D.C. to be eligible to win. Good luck, guys. Keep going.
Check your Twitch inbox. Okay, so we just offered Hoskins a contract he's probably not going to be happy with, but because he's under team control, what I'm basically trying to do is I'm trying to just renew him. So we're going to move on here. Quickly, free agency here. Previously we showed you
Somebody finna get paid.
top free agents. We got Altuve on the market right now. On the right-hand side, this is like previous to what we showed. The left-hand side is exactly the same. On the right-hand side, you see pending offers. And previously what you saw was the potential guys that would be free agents. Now we updated it for the offseason, and these are the current offers you have out on free agents. Again, you jump in there. It's going to be completely different. It's pulling out all those other guys. You're not going to see your arbitration guys in there. You're not going to see those other guys that you have to deal with. You're going to see free agents from other teams, and you're going to see a little note at the top there that lets you know what's going on. These are free agents. They can be signed with anyone. As a tip, if you sign a guy that has received a qualifying offer, you're going to lose a draft pick if he signs with your team.
And that's the compensatory round that happens after the second round.
Full circle. That's exactly what that was you saw earlier. So let's just move forward. Again, this is here, trade talks. You want to see, hey, oh yeah, that's right, I need a right fielder. Go out and get him, and you'll see that update if you get yourself a starter and put him in the MLB
Shockingly
spot.
different rankings than that team that went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, me neither.
Moving forward, we're going to go to free agency 2,
That's so
which is
funny.
okay. So now this is where we're going to start seeing players start signing with other teams. These are the blockbuster ones, the ones that
Not
get in your
bad,
face.
What did you want to try and sign a free agent?
Sure.
You gonna try to sign Harper like you did last time?
Sure. Let's. Yeah, I actually signed Harper. It's gonna happen. So that's what the whole
a good
Jake
deal.
plan was from.
That's a good deal.
Okay, so it looks like
to the
Who
Altuve.
went to
A's.
the A's?
He went to the
25
A's. He was the
million a
top guy
year.
on the market. A's paid him.
A's gave him all the monies.
We'll see. It looks like a trade happened here. I don't know. Will Kyle Blake be happy about this?
Kyle Blake would be.
He would be
steaming.
through the roof.
Yeah.
He'd be steaming happy.
Okay. Steaming happy?
Mhm.
All right, and then these other trades here are like guys that are, not blockbusters. So you can see those as well. Goldschmidt going to the Astros.
Lost Altuve, signed Goldsmith.
Oh man, I didn't get my
Harper.
I didn't get my
went to
Harper
the-
offer in.
Ooh,
So
Mariners.
looks like he got stolen.
He didn't get $200 million. I thought he was gonna get at least $200.
Dozy. He's not gonna be happy about that one. Sorry, Blake.
That's overpayment.
This is because he wasn't on the correct team, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Unless his contract ends at the end of this year, I'm not sure.
It was a one-year deal since you
Okay.
put him on the roster.
Let's just skip through some of this, just to get back on track here. So you can see here, today's the last day for my 40-man roster. If you jump in here, you can see that we made a small change. If you guys are really keen to noticing this, the 40-man roster column was buried like 2 or 3 over. We moved it all the way up to the left here, so you can easily see your 40-man roster by scrolling down. That was one thing that just kind of bugged me. It was really annoying.
Yeah, we wanted you to be able to see age, overall potential, and whether or not they're on the 40-man all in the same view.
Yeah, so that was like one of the things that we just, I mean, we're not going to put that on the back of the box, but that's just like a quality of life thing that franchise you guys are going to appreciate. So here, let's move down. Let's try to sign a free agent real quick. Let's just.
And this is all updated now because all the big guys
Yep,
got signed.
all the guys are gone, and you can see that by looking up here in your off-season transactions. You can see, hey, look, Trey Turner re-signed with Washington. You can see that these guys have Goldschmidt's gone to the Astros. You can see that all here. And again, if that's not enough information for you, you press triangle, and boom, you see all this stuff here. So let's take a look at free agency. What do we need, actually? Let's see what the Phillies need. Okay, so we need a right fielder. I'm going to try to get a right fielder. Just to go through this quickly. Nelson Cruz. Hunter Pence. Ooh, should we bring him back? No, let's go Nelson. Let's just send him what he wants.
Ranger.
We're going to send him exactly what he wants. And the offer's out. And you can see here that now this says, hey, we have a pending offer out for Nelson Cruz for that much money. So just keep track of, what's going on, and you can, again, it's another thing that's in your face, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I did that, or I saved it, came back 2 days later, yeah, I forgot, that's right, we have a Nelson Cruz offer pending right now. We're gonna move forward here. I think I made that with the Cubs, by the way, not the Phillies.
You made them.
Sorry, I'm all messed up. I don't normally play on
can't
30-team controls, so
and you can't
whatever.
see what team you're on.
Exactly. It's pretty difficult.
We don't have to stick to the Phillies.
Oh,
the
yes, we
entire
do.
stream.
You don't have to stick
We
to the
do.
Wow.
The
Show some love to the other teams.
No, the Phillies. Okay, whatever. Let's keep with the Cubs then. Okay. All right, moving on. So what did we do here? Did I just advance that phase? I don't even remember.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, so we're gonna go to the next phase. This is free agency 3. Sorry, here I got all my notes to keep track of what we're talking about. This is a lot of information. 30-team control. All right, so we still have time to tender these guys contracts because December 2nd is the deadline. So if you want to send these guys contracts, feel free. If not, they're going to become free agents. You can also see here that previously, when I offered that Phillies player, I believe it was Hernandez, money, you can see here that these guys all have your offers. And the way it works in real life, again, if you don't know, is you can still negotiate with these guys, even if they've already got arbitration, which most of the time they actually settle before their arbitration hearings.
Look at the Cubs lowballing Bryant.
I know, right? So yeah, so you can go in here and you can say, okay, well, we really want Bryant. We sent the offer out, but if you want to go in there and you can offer him what he's looking for, sign him.
That's a low ball offer for him.
Sign him over the top.
So basically, the tender contracts, the arbitration contracts that are handed out, they're only for 1 year. So if you want to do multi-year contracts, you can still do that up until the arbitration hearings happen.
Yep, exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to sim past this one. Again, this is still stuff that you can do during this phase. We don't want you to miss out on it, but just in case you have your offers out, you're ready to go, you can hit sim to the next free agency phase, which is 4.
Philly's trading people.
All right, so now it just told us that December 2nd deadline has come up. We skipped past it, so our tender guys who were not tendered contracts are now going to be free agents. So you could actually check to see if more players were dumped in or not. The deadline is now passed.
So you want to see if Hoskins signed his contract, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see. Thank you. I remember I set that up earlier. Oh my gosh, this is hard. There we go. There we go.
There he is.
All right, so these are the guys that we signed. So for arbitration negotiations. So we got to see. Hoskins, I have a
It'll be the
feeling.
next phase. I think.
Yeah, Hoskins not going to sign that contract, I don't think. So we'll see. What we're going to do is we're going to sim to the next phase in winter meetings, which is in 6 days. Let's see. So it looks like we have a couple offers out. Looks like we still didn't get a right fielder. I guess Cruz denied that because
He's like, nope.
he's still available, but he
said nope.
rejected our offer. Again, you can go in there and you can as you're signing these guys and stuff too, you can now jump over here and start looking at where your potential lineups are going to be, your pitching rotation, that kind of stuff. You can take a look at your roster shakeout and shake up and all that stuff, and continue to keep doing the free agency stuff. Because as we know, during the winter meetings, there's a lot of free agent signings and trades and stuff like that. Because all the GMs are getting together and communicating about what's happening for next season and what they're looking for, and they try to lock up these potential voids in their roster and holes.
All right, all of the sweepstakes prizes have went out. Be sure to check your Twitch.
I noticed
inbox.
that. Thank you for the tip. I did notice that it was with the Cubs. My bad. This is what happens when you're on 30-team control and you're doing a stream live. Let's keep going here. We're in the winter meetings. There's going to be trades and free agent signings. So what we're going to do is we're going to sim here. This is the Rule 5 draft. Remember, previously we were told, hey, send these guys to your 40-man to protect them so they're not going to be in the draft and you don't lose prospects. Now this is the part where you can actually go to the draft. And we see here, you have less than 40 players on your roster, you can participate in the draft. We have 38, so we could technically go in there and draft 2 prospects from other teams that are not going to be protected. And it also says down there you can strengthen your team by basically grabbing these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in there. We got some stuff going on. Today's the Rule 5 draft. We're going to jump in and we're going to see.
You have to skip all the way down to the Phillies.
Again, and we're not going to do that, but I'm on 30-team control, so you would go in here as your team, go in there, look at all these A potential guys that you could potentially draft. For example, we're on the White Sox right now. If we were to press square, it tells you the recommended guy. You got this guy here. So potentially they want a 78 overall pitcher. If you look over here on the right, you grab the 78 overall pitcher. He's potentially your number 3 guy. No, it looks like
it'd be like 4 or 5.
maybe three or four or 5. It depends on where it is. Or you can just go back here to the all players and you can draft a guy that could potentially be ready in a couple years.
But he's got to be on your MLB roster.
Because these are guys, exactly. These are all guys that are A potential, but you have to keep them on.
That is the catch. They have to be on your active roster for the entire rest of the season.
Exactly. So
that dude's gonna get lit up. He's gonna get lit up.
Let's just sim all this because we don't want to go through all this stuff. Okay, so now we're in the post-winter meeting stuff. So if you were to get some guys in the Rule 5 draft, so let's take a look at the Phillies because I'm sure they probably grabbed somebody. I hope they did at least. And you go to your manage roster here. Let's see if we can grab anybody here in the Rule 5. So it looks like we got this guy here.
Rogers.
Chuck.
So we got Chuck Rogers in the Rule 5 draft because I set it to auto and we simmed it all. So we have
he's a 67 in your
a B
major
potential
league
guy.
rotation.
Yeah, a B potential guy in the. So let's take a look at our starting pitchers here. Where's Chuck? Yeah, I don't know about Chuck. I don't know if Chuck's gonna actually make the rotation.
Oh, he's gonna be on your roster though. He might not be in the rotation.
I don't know. We'll see.
Long reliever.
We'll see. Yeah. So I mean, so you guys can see. Hey, I picked this guy in the Rule 5 draft. I'm excited about him. Go over there, grab him, see where he fits in your organization, slot him in your lineups, rotations, whatever. And that would probably be a great opportunity right now to do that kind of stuff. As you can see, we still have arbitration negotiations because the hearings are in February, and we have until the 10th before that is actually a decision is made. So you can still offer these guys contracts.
Yeah, just because you've offered them arbitration again doesn't mean you can't offer them contracts and get them settled before arbitration hearings, which happens most of the time in real life.
Yeah, there's still free agents out there. You can still do free agency, and you can still make trades. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to sim to the arbitration hearings right now, which is it'll be pretty quick, I think. So it's like a trade here.
Dump in the salary.
Another trade. There's not much going on, so that's why the sim is super quick, if you're wondering. So now we're in the arbitration hearings. Again, still free agencies, still trades. And if you want, I don't know if we have, so yeah, there's a star here, so that means there's an arbitration hearing. So what we're going to do is we're going to just sim past that day, go back here, check out your transactions. You can see all of the hearings, if they won or lost right here. And you can see if you press triangle again, you're playing with a certain team. Go in here, and you can see based on the team what happened. So you can see, hey, I lost this guy, I got this guy, or I lost this to the arbitration, I won this arbitration. And then you can see how much they're going to be paid for the next season. And then finally, what happened here? So you can see renewable contracts. This is what I was trying to set up earlier with Hoskins. I don't think it worked.
Let's see if he's still there.
Well, I don't even know. Am I on the Phillies right now?
No,
Who am I on?
in the Reds.
Is it the Reds? Oh, okay. You see the logo there. Yeah, so Hoskins is still there. So I sent him that offer. He's not going to accept it because he wants more money. But now, because I have team control, he's under team control, we can go into renew contracts and we can say, Hoskins, basically, I'm going to renew your contract, and this is his salary from last year. I'm allowed to offer him up to 80% of his salary from last year. So I'm going to just crank that down, and I'm going to send him that offer. He has to sign with me for that team because he's under, for that price.
He will not be happy about it.
He's not going to be happy about it.
He will sign it.
We'll see how that affects his morale, but you can do that if you want. If you want to lowball these guys, if you want to pay them what they're worth or overpay to keep a guy, you have those options. So that's it for renewable contracts. Again, if you go in there, I didn't mention it. I just want to, again, sorry if I'm being redundant here, but renewable contracts at the top tells you exactly what these guys are, tells you that these players can be renewed and that you have to pay them 80% of their salary. I kind of skipped over that. But again, you're not going to see all those other guys that you saw earlier. You're just going to focus on these. There was 3 guys in here. This is the guys that I need to take care of. Or set it to auto and you don't have to worry about taking care of them at all. And the CPU will do that for you. And that's pretty much it for phases.
Well done, Mr. Schaefer.
After you hit this, send this to spring training, boom, you're starting your next season.
And the Phillies make the playoff again.
And we'll see about that.
They're not gonna make it again.
So now we're back in spring training where we started at the beginning of the stream. But there's some other stuff that I want to talk to you guys about that I think you guys are gonna be that you guys are gonna like. So let's take a look here. The first thing I want to talk about is actually my rotation.
Where are you at? Do you go past spring training? You need to go to regular season because remember what's going to happen with 5 through 9.
Yeah.
You need to go past spring training.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is because spring training, people are trying new things, putting guys in different positions. We're going to go to the
Rosters are
regular
bigger
season.
than they normally are.
We're going to go to the regular
And
season.
then sim one day. Boom.
Okay, so some other stuff that we fixed. We're just kind of grouping this under what I'm calling franchise auto balancing improvements. So this is some stuff that I think you guys are going to really like. It's really cool. Some stuff that we found some issues with, and we made some strides to improve this stuff. One of the things that we noticed were that basically there's not like this real life thing that's happening in bullpens. And what we did this year is we implemented logic that will actually go in there after every series and look at your relief pitchers, your setup pitchers, and compare them to your closing pitcher and actually make adjustments correctly. If a setup man is just like killing it and the closer's not doing well, the closer can actually lose his role to that setup man. And this is going to happen across the whole league. So if you have your team set to auto, it's going to happen automatically. Manual, you have to do it yourself. But every other team in the league is going to be doing this adjustment like based on this new logic. So I think what's cool about that is that you can see here. Let's see if we can find a guy real quick in this rotation.
There's Chuck. Told you, long reliever.
There's Chuck, man.
Long reliever.
So what we have here, I just went to the
Perfect
Phillies.
example.
I didn't set this up. You guys saw that. They're taking a look at this guy. They're putting him a relief pitcher in the closing spot. I don't know if they've. I mean, we simmed one game. Maybe they're just considering it. But what's going to happen is they're going to keep evaluating this, and they're going to see at the end of every series, is there a better guy we can put at the closing spot? It's going to look at things like how many blown saves he has and things like that. And what's cool about this is it happens all the time in real life. Mm-hmm. Like, so this is constantly happening in bullpens, and people are talking about
Yankees.
Yep,
last
exactly.
year.
So that's one thing that I think is really cool. You guys are going to see this. It's going to make for great dynamic bullpens across the entire league that you guys are going to see as you start to play these franchises. someone's struggling, boom, a setup guy moves in there, and now he's the closer. Another thing that we fixed.
That's the realism. That's how it
Yes,
happens in real life.
exactly.
If you don't perform, you're gonna get demoted.
Exactly. Another thing that we fixed that we found an issue with is the lineup logic. We found an issue with basically the guys 5 through 9 were not being correctly slotted in based on their attributes. So what we did is now they're actually going to be in the correct spot based on those attributes, and it's going to make more sense.
And the pitcher handedness.
So we found out 1 through 4 were working fine, but 5 through 9 was actually an issue.
Bug.
So we fixed that. You're going to see this again across the whole board for every team. It's going to make more sense. Your lineups are going to make more sense, and your opponent's lineups are going to make more sense, especially if they're, especially if yours is on auto as well, unless you do all that stuff manually.
And the injury issue as well.
Oh yeah.
That was a big one.
So
that was a big one.
So the injury issue was this one we were calling out of position logic improvements. Basically, last year if you had for example a starting second baseman get hurt, and an out of position player came and took over for him at that role, who had a higher overall. When that guy got back from his injury, he wouldn't actually get his spot back at second base. He would just sit on the bench.
Sit on the bench the whole year.
So that was kind of weird.
He would have to hope the guy that replaced him
Got injured,
and then he could slot back in.
And then you got the circle of life going.
Yeah, so basically you had guys that are true second basemen sitting on the bench for a guy out of position just because his overall was a little higher. And we know what happens when you play an out of position spot. You're just taking penalties and stuff. So it's kind of cool now that we fixed that. So then these guys are going to get slotted back into their correct positions, and they're going to actually be useful instead of sitting on the bench across the whole board for all the other teams in your league, in your franchise. Sorry. So the last thing we want to talk about here is what we're calling the minor league balancing updates that we made this year. So basically, on franchise creation, we're going to be generating more balanced rosters across the board per position. So this means you'll have appropriate players, the appropriate amount of players per position for your minor leagues. This is for your minor leagues only. And basically, what we're doing is we're evaluating them again at the end of each series, and we're doing the call-ups and the send-downs appropriately. So you'll have guys that will be rewarded based on good performance and taking positions of guys above them and being demoted because they're not performing as well. Again, if this is on auto for you, it's going to happen. Manual, that's all under your control. And then for the rest of the league, this is going to happen. And then finally, what I thought was pretty cool is basically it looks at these positions, and if there's a shortage in that position for a CPU team, what they're going to do is go to try to sign a minor league free agent to fill that void, or what they'll look is for a surplus on your team. Let's say, for example, they have a bunch of shortstops for some reason. They will actually trade one of those minor league shortstops to grab a second baseman in order to fill that void and have better depth in the minor leagues. So that's going to create better lineups. That's going to create better minor league depth. It's going to make sense.
Less guys playing out of position.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to make sense across the whole board. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy that because it's really cool. We saw some examples of this, and we didn't have time to grab them. I apologize for that. But it's going to be really cool because it's going to be grabbing guys and moving guys around in your minor leagues for the entire franchise, basically, and doing the appropriate moves that make sense for that team individually. So that's something I think you guys will really enjoy, especially hardcore guys out there. I know it's been an issue with the management logic and stuff, so it's a cool improvement. I think you guys are going to really like that. I think this is the time of the stream that we are supposed to reveal a legend. So
Who we gonna reveal?
I think what we should
Are y'all
do.
staying?
I think we
Do
need to get.
that.
I think we need to get 2 people on the couch here for
We
this.
need to remove 2 people.
So
So
Clayton and Matthew Schaefer are going to leave us, and Chris Gill and Steven.
That's true.
Steven out of the cage.
So bear with us one
Steven,
second.
we
Steven.
got to
Guys,
switch the mics.
It's been a pleasure.
Switch mics.
We're going to switch mics. couldn't get rotating interleague schedules. We really wanted that. I pushed for that really, really hard last year. It's a very, very, very time-sensitive task. We didn't have time to do it. I'm going to try to push for it really hard again this year. We'll see what happens, but couldn't get it this year. All right. Steve-On! What's happening?
This is my first time on the comfy couch.
First day on the comfy couch?
Yeah, not
New
bad.
couch, who this?
Not bad. Sink in.
New
like
couch, who
crazy,
this?
though.
All right, so what are we doing, fellas? What we got going on here?
All right, well, we're going to do 2 legends, one of which you've already seen. You haven't seen the attributes for both, but we want to talk about the first one, though. Chris?
Chris,
All
you got
right,
some stories?
so I guess so. The guys asked me to come in and tell my stories about my playing days, and kind of leads up to the legend we're going to reveal today. And so basically back in, well, I'm really aging myself here to be as old as a legend. In '89, I went to college at Long Beach State, and this other guy that we're going to reveal played against us in the regional at the end of the leading up to the College World Series. I ended up playing them in the West Regional. It's the first time I met this guy, and he was playing shortstop and for the other team. We ended up beating them in the championship, going to the College World Series. It turns out we both got picked up by the Cincinnati Reds.
Cool.
So that summer, he was actually at Billings, Montana before I was. And when I got out there, after I was done with the College World Series, I met this guy. He ended up playing shortstop, and I played second base that first year. And we ended up rooming together. And after that summer, went back in the off season, hung out for a while.
Wait, what position were you?
I played second. He played short.
Okay,
Yeah.
second short.
And then when we went back to spring training the next year, we broke camp together and went up to Charleston, West Virginia, and played for the Charleston Wheelers. And he played short. I played second. We roomed again that year. And after that year, I should say during that year, probably the second half started, and this guy had a cannon of an arm.
Really?
Probably the
You don't
strongest,
say.
probably the strongest arm
Shortstop.
I've ever
Shortstop,
seen,
yeah.
yeah,
Good
from the
shortstop.
shortstop position. They started throwing him in the bullpen a little bit.
Oh.
And so we finished that season. He started platooning a little bit and playing other positions, but not starting every day at shortstop anymore. And went back to spring training the next year. We drove out together, and they made him a pitcher full time after that. So after that spring training, he got traded to, well, he actually played one full season in Cedar Rapids as a closing pitcher, and I think he got MVP that year.
Oh, wow.
And that was the first year we didn't play together. MVP as a pitcher, first time not a position player, of the Cedar Rapids League and or the Midwest League, played in Cedar Rapids, and then got traded to the Marlins, and then
Why don't you wanna?
I'm sure people probably
They
figured
figured
out
it out. They figured it out now.
I've seen a few.
went to the Padres. It's
Go ahead, hit it.
Trevor
Go ahead,
Hoffman.
hit it. Hoffman.
Trevor Hoffman.
Trevor Hoffman.
Closing pitcher, number 2 all time in saves, 601
Yeah.
saves.
We gonna see us. We gonna see us.
Proud to say I
We
might
are.
have been the last person to turn a double play with him. But yeah, the rest is history. Guy's a
Awesome.
legend, one of the best people in the whole world. Character, person, unbelievable human being. He deserves everything he's
Right.
got. Great work ethic, the whole deal. So I'll let you guys take it from here. There's my story. I'm out. You guys keep
All
going.
right, Gil. Thank you.
May see Gil again on the Dev Tourney next week. I'm gonna try to make him come play.
So we've been able to show you some attributes. So let's show you
Let's see it.
all-star legend Trevor Hoffman's stats. And while you're looking at the bottom left, the top right is what I really want you guys to focus on. Top right, pitch velocity is the number 1 pitch, of course, is the circle change, 74.
with a 92 fastball.
Now, when I was playing with him, with a few other guys right before the stream, he can touch 93, 94 on that fastball. So you're talking about a 20-mile-per-hour difference. So even though he's not the hardest thrower, as many batters, and maybe Gil will tell you, he would fool you with that speed differentiation. You know,
His card's going to be very valuable.
yeah, absolutely. That circle change, 4-seam cutter, slider, curve, and of course the per nines above 99.
Above 99. Got
Yep.
3 attributes above 99.
And remember, 125 is kind of the ceiling this year for all the players. So this is going to be a filthy Trevor Hoffman, and we have other versions of him. And then the other legend that we want to show you attributes to, you have seen. And Travis, if you
his
will.
attributes.
You guys
Pizza.
know that
Pizza.
Mike Piazza will be in there. So
Pizza.
I wore my Marlins shirt because both of these are Marlins legends. Obviously, 5
No.
games for Piazza as a Marlin.
No.
28 games for Hoffman as a Marlin. I mean, obviously they're
Sure,
Marlins.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Actually, only one of them has a Marlins card, but
I
I'm
wonder
not going to
which
say
one.
which. So let's show Piazza's attributes, and this is a big time to say that he is an immortal legend.
Immortal planets, baby. Planets.
The planet.
Planets.
is
Not a diamond. He's a planet.
filthy.
Maybe not a surprise he's an immortal. Obviously, the 125s are up there for some of the power. That home run camera, when you hit one with him and all the other legends and flashbacks we have, it's incredible to watch, just the bat flips
Yes.
and everything. It's so cool to see. So he can hit him out. It was a lot of fun to hit with him.
Let me stop you right there.
Yes.
Also, very important, born in Pennsylvania.
Why is it important?
Oh, man.
He's not in Jersey, though.
Yeah, no. It's the
So-
same. It's the same.
Piazza, the only thing Luis wanted me to pass along was that he is better on defense than a lot of people may remember, especially during his LA days. So, of course, when we're grading these immortals and kind of putting their
best years,
attributes, right, it's the best they performed at different attributes, including defense. So you got the 86 blocking, 76 fielding. You know, as a catcher, that's going to be one of the best in the game. So Piazza will be on the Immortals Legend row.
And remember, these are not in card packs. You have to grind
Correct.
to get Immortals.
The Immortals. So Hoffman, we haven't said where you'll get him, but you will see both of these guys day one, Hoffman and Piazza in the game in Diamond Dynasty. And of course, Piazza, Hoffman, all of our legends, we'll have 120 by the end of the year, will be available offline in the rosters. So day one, you can pop them on your team.
On your franchise.
Franchise.
Allow
right?
legends.
Yes,
Fantasy
tons of
draft.
legends. If you guys
Yeah.
want to jump in franchise, there are
Oh,
so many. You guys saw the 3 different teams. You guys can take them, put them on a custom roster,
Yep.
start a franchise, do a fantasy draft. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
Take them into Home Run Derby.
Yep. And
Absolutely.
yes, the 125 attributes, that is online only. It's not
Yes.
offline. And there was one other thing. The new overalls, that's online only, right, Steven?
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that maybe next week.
Maybe next
but
week?
Overalls are a little different where the 125s are only in Diamond Dynasty.
Okay. All right. So is that it? I think that's it. So we have one more stream. Well, no, that's a lie. We have 2 more streams left. So next Thursday, we're not going to start streaming at 2. We're going to start streaming either at 12 or either at 10 a.m. because we have the developer.
So even
tournament.
earlier. Yeah.
So even earlier. So
Yeah.
you'll get to see tons of gameplay. Not everybody, because, can you play some games? Can you play some games? We're going to play all the games on the stream. So we'll probably start at 10 a.m. or we'll start at lunchtime Pacific time. And then we'll finish the tourney. We'll go away and then we'll come back and we'll stream for an hour for countdown to launch, which I think will be from 8 p.m. until 8:50
Wait,
p.m.
we launch in a week?
But the game comes out in a week. It comes out.
We better get off this couch.
Yeah. So
It's actually pretty comfortable.
two
Though.
more streams and then the game comes out.
Shout out to Franz. This is his old couch.
I hope you cleaned this before you brought it in here.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
For real.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
How about that franchise stream we just watched? Though? That was
a lot
great.
of
That
content?
was
Good
great.
job, Shafe.
Thank
Put
you,
you on the
thank
spot,
you.
man. You do all
Clayton?
the talking.
Yeah, I mean,
Daniel?
Clayton was a big part of franchise.
He
I
didn't
can't
say
take
much,
all the
though.
credit.
He made you do all the talking. I think that's it. We will see y'all next.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Daniel and Christina.
Yeah.
They made phases look amazing. I just want to say thank you guys. For all you guys watching, thank you again. That's it for me.
That's it. We out.
Take care, guys.